Hey guys, it's Michael. Today is your Friday, June 26th, second stimulus check and stimulus package update. In today's video, we're going to be going over a surge in the number of cases across the country, what's going on with states reopening. We're also going to go over that today, the virus task force in the White House is having their first meeting in over 2 months, and this is big news. Then after that, we're going to get into the second stimulus package, go over $600 per week unemployment benefits, and a divide going on in the Senate right now on what to do with the second stimulus package. We have a lot of information to cover in today's video, but before we get started, I want to remind you guys to be sure to enter today's $50 free stock giveaway. I'll be announcing the winner in my second video today. All you need to do to be eligible is like the video, be subscribed to my channel, and comment down below the 3 stocks I mentioned at the end of today's video. And if you're interested in the stock market, be sure to check out our Power of Finance Investors group where we talk about the stock market, investing, and making money in general. Anyways, let's jump right into it and let's go over what is going on with states reopening right now. So the Center for Disease Control and Prevention Chief Robert Redfield, he warned on Thursday that the actual number of virus cases in the US is probably 10 times higher than what officials have confirmed through testing. They said that not everyone is getting tested, which we know, and because not every single person is getting tested, there's probably more people who are actually have the virus than is what is being reported. More than 2.4 million infections have been reported nationwide, and the death toll has surpassed 122,000 people. As case numbers are starting to surge from states reopening, a lot of states are actually stalling their reopening. On Thursday, Governor of Florida said that he did not intend to move into the next phase of reopening, while Governor Abbott of Texas moved to free up hospital space for virus patients. That Florida and Texas, things are getting worse, so they're not going to move ahead with reopening. In addition to this, the governor of Texas told a local TV station that literally there's been an explosion in the number of cases recently. He said that there's a massive increase in the spread, has struck small communities and big cities. He said Houston in particular faces a mounting crisis at hospitals where intensive care unit beds are filling up fast and they're starting to run out of space again. This is similar to what we saw over 2 months ago when we had the spike in cases, but now things seem like they're getting worse again. The United States on Thursday reported that over 41,000 new virus cases were recorded, and this was a record total in the US for the second day in a row. As nationwide sense of urgency is starting to come back up again, we saw the stock market the other day dropped over 700 points, so the economy right now is on a roller coaster ride depending on what is happening with the virus cases. And now that we've seen 2 days in a row with record numbers, things are starting to look a lot more uncertain about how we are going to move forward. Thursday's record for the number of cases came as at least 4 states recorded record highs in the number of cases. States like Alabama, Alaska, Montana, and Utah all reported their largest daily totals. In addition to the states like Arizona and Florida are also seeing dramatic increases every single day in the number of cases. Trump responded to this in a meeting on Thursday where he was talking about how the Trump administration has been spending a lot on manufacturing, how they're doing such a good job, but he also spoke about the virus, and he said that if we didn't want to test, or if we didn't test in general, we wouldn't have cases. I know what I think about this, but comment down below what you think about it. He said that if we didn't want to test, or if we didn't test, then we wouldn't have cases. Moving on, the White House Virus Task Force will be holding its first news briefing in nearly 2 months on Friday as 30 states have seen virus cases increase. We haven't seen a virus task force meeting since late April, and now it's over 2 months since we've seen it. So that is obviously a sign that things are starting to get worse again, and the public is starting to get more worried because otherwise they wouldn't be holding this meeting unless things were starting to get worse again. The briefing will take place at the Department of Health and Human Services and will be led by Vice President Pence, who chairs the task force. And President Trump is not expected to be at this briefing later today. So I'll keep you updated on what happens here, what they're going to say about the virus, and what is going on. Moving on, let's get into a couple of stimulus package updates with the $600 per week stimulus and a divide going on in the Senate right now. Earlier this week, new findings from the Brookings Institution concluded that states with more generous jobless benefits experienced faster recoveries. We're seeing those states recover a lot faster, including greater rehiring and fewer layoffs, so it's better for jobs. But on the other hand, the Congressional Budget Office, they projected that extending the extra $600 per week in enhanced unemployment benefits through next January would lead to a decline in employment for the remainder of this year and all of next year. So ultimately, they think that if they're extending these $600 per week payments, it would probably be too much money and people would not be incentivized to go to work. And because of that, the unemployment would remain even higher because people would choose to stay at home and they wouldn't want to go back to work. Right now, there's a lot of debate going on about these $600 per week enhanced unemployment benefits. These are set to expire on July 31st. We haven't seen any major updates as of lately. They're not really talking in the public a lot about this. However, it is a major point of discussion, major point of debate moving forward, because all members of Congress know that we need to do something with these enhanced unemployment benefits. Whether that is reduce them, whether that is do a back to work bonus, they know that they need to be able to support the over 20 million people who are currently collecting unemployment benefits, because right now that is many people's only source of income. So when it expires on July 31st, a lot of people will be losing a majority of their income. So I'll keep you updated on what happens with that. Next up is an economist named Brian Rydell. He spoke a lot about the second stimulus package and specifically direct stimulus checks. He said that I think a lot of Republicans don't believe that broad-based stimulus checks are the most economically efficient response to the downturn. But he says that they understand that politically they can't build support and they're going to have a hard time getting reelected without some sort of aid to families. So basically what he's saying is right now a lot of Republicans in the Senate might not agree with this direct stimulus payments. However, it is likely that they will pass it because they want to make sure they secure their positions in the Senate, in Congress in general. As of right now, there's a big divide on what to do moving forward with direct stimulus checks in the Senate. Republican senators are really divided on what to do next. Some have expressed strong reservations and don't want to go for it. For example, Senator Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania said, "I'm a skeptic about the idea of doing more direct stimulus checks." He's a member of the Senate Finance Committee, and he said this earlier this week. He goes on to say that the stimulus checks were an emergency measure taken when we had a loan crisis, and frankly, they knew it was widely inefficient because of all kinds of people who were getting checks who didn't actually need them and whose work was not jeopardized. In addition to Pat Toomey, Senator Mitt Romney, who was among the first of lawmakers to push for direct stimulus payments as the economy collapsed in March, he said that he is opposed to the idea of a second round of stimulus checks as well. He said instead he favors modifying the payment protection program to better aid small businesses and extending the boosted unemployment benefits. He says that extending these enhanced unemployment benefits would be a good idea. However, $600 per week is simply too much, and they need to either reduce these or change it to a back to work bonus. But he says that since there are millions of people unemployed, that is still a good idea because they need to make sure to support the people who need the money most. Some Republicans, though, signaled that they were open to a proposal for more direct stimulus checks. Senator Tom Tillis indicated that he would back a similar measure to what was taken in the first round with direct stimulus payments, but he said it should be targeted towards the people who need the money the most, the people that are hurting the most right now. We've seen a lot of this and heard a lot about this from people in Congress. They're saying that we do need more direct stimulus payments. However, they want to make sure the money is being spent in the right place and it is going to those people who need it the most. That is a common thing we've been hearing. They want to make sure they spend the money wisely. They want to direct these payments to people who don't have jobs and people who are struggling to pay their bills right now. Ultimately, more direct stimulus payments hinges on the economy and on the virus. What happens with the job reports and what happens with the virus? Do we see a vaccine? Do cases continue to surge, or do we see them start going back down again? Those are the two main reasons, two main things to look at moving forward on how much we will see with direct stimulus payments. If virus cases continue to surge and we see shutdowns, well, that will be better for second stimulus checks. We'll see a more drastic measure taking place. In addition to this, if the economy, if we see job losses in the June unemployment report, well, then that will also mean that we have a more dramatic second stimulus check as well. Anyways, I'll keep you guys updated on what happens, but that is your Friday, June 26th stimulus check and stimulus package update. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now let's get into into the 3 stocks, you need to comment down below to enter today's giveaway. The 3 stocks for today's video is stock number 1 is Peloton, and the stock ticker symbol is PTON. The second stock is Lowe's, and the stock ticker symbol is LOW. And the third stock for today's video is Alibaba, and the stock ticker symbol is BABA. Anyways, don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull Investing app. Join our Power of Finance Investors group if you're interested in the stock market, investing, and making money in general. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.